guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Naomi T. Grant. I'm a New York City freelance makeup artist and I'm also a mother, so if you're interested in content surrounding beauty, fashion, and motherhood, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification so that you're notified every time I make a post, and like this video if you enjoy it. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys all the different tips and tricks to get a really great makeup kit. Just a very simple set of makeup where you can create a flawless makeup application no matter where you're going, no matter what you're doing, whether it's a Zoom work meeting, a Zoom date, or when we actually get to go outside and you're going out and socializing with friends, just to have a nice solid collection of makeup when you can achieve almost any makeup look that you want. First thing that you need in your makeup kit to have a flawless makeup application for any occasion is a moisturizer and or a primer. So let me explain why I say and or. So for me, I have pretty like normal, sometimes combination skin, and combination like maybe on the oily side, but for the most part my skin is pretty balanced. I really do work on my skincare regimen and that's why my skin is that way. So personally for me, I can use an hydrating moisturizer and then go on with my makeup application. NARS has a skincare moisturizer. It is the Luminous Moisturizing Cream. Very, very good, and I can apply that before applying my makeup without using a primer. Here's another moisturizer that I use before applying my makeup. I'm going to butcher the name if I even try, but I will link it down below. If you're someone who wants like a 2-in-1 and wants to moisturize your skin and prime their skin at the same time, you can use the First Aid Beauty's the Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer Moisturizer. It's like a 2-in-1, moisturizes the skin, also primes the skin. These products that I mentioned are all really great for people who have normal skin to dry skin. Even if you have oily skin, I do recommend hydrating your skin prior to any makeup application. But the type of hydrating moisturizer might be different, like a gel-like consistency. I did write a blog post all about this on my website, so I will link it down below, how to find the right moisturizer for your skin type, and also to find out what skin type you have, because that's a whole nother conversation within itself. If you guys are interested in me talking more about that, please let me know. I would love to kind of get into that. I love talking about skincare and beauty and all of that. I can literally ramble for hours, but those two things are really important, moisturizer and primer. So the reason why I say primers are kind of like, depends on your skin type, it depends on the person, because like I said, there was a point in time where I used a primer all the time with my makeup application. You couldn't tell me anything, and now I almost never do. I just make sure my skin is really hydrated before my makeup application. Some really good primers though that are on the market. Laura Mercier has amazing face primers. They have different primers for different skin types, and it's very easy for you to figure out which one to get no matter your level in makeup. So I would recommend it. It is a higher end cost, but it's a great quality. Another company that has really good primers, Smashbox, they've been known for their primers for years and years and years. They also have different primers based on different skin types. If you have textured skin, I would definitely recommend using a primer because it can really help to smooth out the skin, so when you then go on with your foundation, it just applies really, really nicely. So since we're talking about foundation, another thing you need in your makeup kit is foundation. Like foundation to cover up any discoloration on the skin, uneven skin tone, really does help to boost your skin, boost your appearance, and enhance your natural features. So figuring out the foundation that works for the specific finish that you like is really important. Fenty Beauty has a foundation. This is their Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation. It's going to have a powder-like finish, and it's also long wearing. So if you're someone who wants your makeup to last all day, definitely recommend you checking out foundations that say long wear, because they're going to be the foundations that you don't have to touch up throughout the day, right? But for me personally, I don't like my face to look too flat, matte, or even, might I say, dry looking. I like a more dewy, glowing from within finish. So for me, NARS Natural Radiant Long Wear Foundation is a better match for me. Not only was I able to find the color shade that is like my skin in a bottle, the undertone is great. Every time I use this, not only on myself, I get compliments on my skin, but when I use it on clients, they just feel so beautiful because it doesn't feel like makeup, if you know what I mean. It doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel cakey. Where for me, I feel like with this foundation, because it's more of a matte, it's more like a powder finish, like I feel like I'm wearing makeup, and I don't like that finish. It doesn't mean it's not a good foundation, but specifically for me and my preference, I don't really gravitate to this foundation. So another thing that you're also going to need, a concealer. Concealers are like one of those things that can either make or break your look. You want to get a concealer that's either 1 to 2 shades lighter than your foundation shade. You really want to make sure that the products have the same kind of finish and are made similarly, so that when you're blending them together, they blend in really nicely and they marry really nicely with one another, and they have a very natural like finish. So for example, I found this concealer shade. This is in the shade Cacao by NARS. For years and years and years, I have not been able to find a concealer that is like the best color to cover up my dark circles, but also has a natural finish where I can just use it in just as is and go about my day. Because realistically, not every day you want to wear full face makeup, right? This concealer matches my skin so well. It's maybe 1 shade lighter than the foundation shade, maybe like a smidge. On a day when maybe I'm just going grocery shopping and I look a little tired, I do have dark circles under my eyes and I just want to cover it, this concealer is great. But also when I'm applying my foundation, this is a great color to conceal the under eye, and then I can go on with the lighter concealer like this one from Fenty Beauty. This is in the shade Not 390. It's maybe 2 shades lighter than my foundation color, and I can pop that on top, and then it brightens that under eye area really nicely, so that when I want to do dark looks like this, or I just want my makeup to look more like snatched, it just elevates the look so much more. It's definitely a must to get a concealer that's maybe 1 shade lighter than your foundation color, but if you really want to kick it up a notch, get a concealer that is 2 shades lighter than your foundation color, and that will really brighten that under eye area and really just elevate your makeup. This is something that I feel like people need, but not everyone uses as often. Personally for me, I had this item in my makeup kit for a long time before I actually figured out how to use it properly, and it is a pressed powder. Now pressed powders are something that you can use either all over your face, or you can use it in specific areas. I'm gonna demo it for you guys. I like to take it, just dab a brush into it, and I like to press it in underneath on top of my concealer. The reason why is because it really does allow your concealer to set really nicely. You're also able to control the oils that might be produced in the skin in a very natural way. Now, what is the difference between like this and a setting powder? Pressed powders, like I said, these are supposed to be used for all over face use. So they do tend to emulate a more natural like finish. So for me, I do like a lit from within look, which means that I'm not going to put setting powder all over my face, because then my face is going to look like powder. Setting powder. That is something else that you're going to need in your makeup kit. It may not be for everybody, but listen, I will explain if a setting powder is for you. If you are someone who wants a full face, very snatched, long-lasting, Instagrammable makeup application, you're gonna need a setting powder. Loose setting powder at that. Why? Because a setting powder does exactly what it says it's gonna do. It sets your makeup and locks in your makeup so that your makeup will not move throughout the day. It's going to look like it was freshly done, okay? And it really is for full face makeup application, because realistically, if you want a more minimal or more natural makeup look, you can go in with your pressed powder and set your face with your pressed powder and go to the next step. Now, if you're a brown girl like me, there is a setting powder that I have to recommend because it is so good. It's the Sasha powder. It's the Buttercup powder, banana-like color, so it really works to brighten the under eye area, especially for brown girls, because a lot of loose setting powders on the market are white, and those white ones just don't really, you know, we can easily have flashback with it. It doesn't really settle well with our complexion. But there is another white loose setting powder that I use that I actually really like. Translucent means that you can use it on anybody's skin and it's not going to show up as white. Translucent powders though, some of them aren't really translucent and you can see the color pay off. Like if you're taking a picture, you might get flashback and it looks really white underneath the eyes. Dermablend does not do this, but I don't apply it like I don't bake with it. I don't apply a whole bunch underneath the eye. Let me show you how I apply it. And then I just kind of go in like this. Now I put setting powder on for days when I know I'm going to be out from morning to night. You know, I'm going to be out all day. I don't want my makeup to move, or in the summertime. Because in the summertime, my skin just tends to produce more oils because it is hot and I'm sweating. And I use this for extra security to make sure that my makeup lasts. Another setting powder that's very popular that I definitely have to mention is Laura Mercier's setting powders. She has two that I have that I definitely want to mention. Laura Mercier translucent powder, that's what they're called. It's a medium deep, so this is great for brown skin. And the other one is just the regular original one. You can use this on brown skin. Before this one came out, I did use this one. But this is even better for brown skin because you can use it before your makeup application if you find your skin is really oily. These are more on the higher end, but I definitely have to say that for the price, you do get a lot for what it's worth. It does last a very long time and they're very high performing quality products. They are worth the money. The next thing that you're gonna need in your makeup kit to really elevate your makeup application is blush and bronzer. Yeah, I know, sounds very old school, and bronzer for brown girls, like what is that? I actually want to do a video dedicated all about the difference between bronzer and contour, but let me explain why I have not mentioned contour yet. Because contour to me personally is one of those things that although I love a good bronzer, I love a good contour, trust me when I say I love a good contour, but bronzing the skin adds a nice bit of warmth to your complexion, and you can achieve the same kind of chiseled or adding the same kind of depth to your makeup application as you would with contour, and it's a much easier way to apply than maybe using a liquid product or a cream product. And I just feel like contour sometimes can be a whole world within itself. So the bronzer that I'm using today, this is from a black owned makeup line, Marina Beauty. Show you this bronzer. Like, look how beautiful this is. This is the bronzer that I'm wearing today. So beautiful. Then blush. Blushes are really, it's not something that's an essential, but I think that if you get a really nice blush, it can make a lot of difference. For a long time, personally for me, I just didn't like blushes. I didn't find one that really worked well for my skin, and to be quite honest, I didn't have the right brush to apply it. A lot of companies sell like the angled blush brush, and that is like your typical blush brush to apply blush, but that brush just doesn't work for me. I don't know, I don't like that brush, so I was able to find something else. And again, I will speak about brushes in a whole nother video, but let me share some of my favorite blushes that I would recommend for someone my complexion, or different brands that I recommend if you aren't my complexion. The Rock blush that I love, this is in the shade Classique. Really small, but packs a punch. A beautiful, beautiful blush. It just adds a nice bit of like a rose-like color to my cheeks. It's very, very pretty, and it has a very natural finish. It's not too shimmery, but also not too matte. Another blush that I like, this is also by the Marina Beauty brand that I was speaking about. This does have a little bit of shimmer. It's a little bit darker. It's more like a cranberry color on the cheeks. Also so beautiful. Another blush that I really like a lot, Makeup Forever. This is in the color 510, and this is a cream blush, and I know cream blushes may not be for everybody, but again, if you like a very natural like finish, cream products are amazing for that. Apply it with your fingers first, and then go in with maybe a beauty blender and really pat it into the skin so that it blends in really nicely with the skin. It has a very nice glow to it when you use cream blushes, and your skin is going to look really healthy and dewy. So I recommend get yourself a really good blush. Again, these are really great brands to buy blushes from. MAC is like the GOAT when it comes to blushes. This is all about the eyes now, right? I recommend, if you want to really play around with makeup and having a beautiful makeup application, eyeshadow is a really nice way to add more color onto the face, just really accentuate your eyes and just bring the focus onto the one thing that people are going to be staring at when they talk to you, right? So I recommend getting yourself an eyeshadow palette with very natural colors in it, also with some pops of color. I don't really need to tell you guys, if you're into makeup, you probably already know, Jackie Onion palette has to be, personally for me, one of the best palettes on the market for brown skin, because the crease colors, the blending colors are also really, really beautiful, but these shimmer colors, like pops of colors that are in this palette, are not only very, very beautiful and easy to work with, but they look really nice on our complexions. These matte shades are perfect for an everyday makeup application. Even this one right here, Pinker, this is even really good if you want a very simplistic makeup application. And then you have all these different colors, like gold shimmers are really easy to play around with too. This is a palette that I think is great for a beginner, someone who's just stepping into eyeshadow, who wants some mattes but also wants some shimmers to play with, and also someone who realistically wants to be able to feel like they are going to use the majority of the colors in their palette. So another tip when trying to buy an eyeshadow palette is block out that one color that you might be gravitating towards, and if you find that you're not really crazy about the other colors, don't get it. Natural colors are very, very important to find in eyeshadow palettes. Get yourself a really nice eyeshadow palette that has those really nice basics, and if you do want to take it up a notch with some pops of color, I recommend buy a single shade. Buy one single shadow. MAC sells them, Morphe sells them. I'm not really the biggest fan of the Morphe eyeshadow products in terms of the quality, but I think if you're just starting with eyeshadow and you really are just kind of getting comfortable with it, Morphe is a good and affordable way to play around with a lot of colors. Let's get into the other eye products. Mascara and eye pencils, okay? I definitely recommend getting a classic eye pencil, like simple eye pencil. I recommend, if you're a brown girl, get yourself a dark brown one and get yourself a black one. The dark brown one is great for a very neutral, everyday look, but you want to add a little bit of dimension onto either the top or the bottom eye. And black one is when you really want to turn it up, make it look a little sexy. I'm wearing black today. Usually I do wear brown. Another thing that I would recommend is maybe a felt tip liner. This is not for everyone, but if you're someone who definitely wants to try out the wing liner trend, you're gonna need one. Personally for me, I think trying it with a felt tip is a really great way to try it out. This one is from NYX. It's actually one of my favorites, and I bought it accidentally and I bought it over and over again because it's really, really good. This is the Epic Ink Liner. Wing liner is something that you really do have to practice at. Take your time with it. This is the best time to become a wing liner pro, because you're sitting in the house and if it looks crazy, you can take it off. Personally for me, I'm not crazy about wing liner. I can do it on other people. On myself, I don't really like how it looks. That's just me. I might change my opinion on it on the future because I am a woman and I can change my mind. But having one really good one that you know works really well really does make it very important. Are you guys listening? Mascara. Figure out what kind of lashes you have. Mine are very short and very thin, so I like to use mascaras that are thickening and lengthening. So I also like to use mascaras that have like a curved wand because they work to really curve my lashes, okay? So pay attention to that. Mascaras are very important. I don't care what anybody says. You can do some mascara, some concealer, and a lipstick, and you'll be set to go, okay? You look like a whole different awoken woman, okay? So try it out. One of my favorite mascaras is actually from the drugstore. It's L'Oreal's. They have their Luminous mascara. It's so good. They even have a curved wand one that is amazing. And it's like, what, $6? Yeah. It's better than some high-end ones that I've tried, surprisingly. Last but not least, I thought I was over, but I'm not over. You're gonna need a lipstick. You're gonna need a lipstick and a lip pencil. For lip pencils, I would recommend getting a brown lip pencil. Some classic brown lip pencils for matte, cork, chestnut. I recently found another pencil that's also from matte. It's not a lip liner, it's actually an eyeliner. It's Costa Rica, but you can use it on the lips. I'm using it today. Beautiful, and it actually is a lot creamier than the lip pencil, surprisingly. Morphe has a really nice lip pencil for brown women. It's called Trendsetter. Morphe has a really nice lip liner, so check out their lip liners, and they're really affordable. I think like $4 or something like that. So lip liners are really important because if you have a really good lip liner, you can really create any nude lip look out there, no matter what lipstick you're using. If it's something a little bit more pink or something a little bit more on the brown side, or something that you feel without lip liner makes your face look a little ashy or not really cute, try lip liner. It will make all the difference. And I actually recommend getting a really good red lipstick. I think that, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of a red lipstick, and I think it's because I worked at Sephora. When I worked at Sephora, wearing a red lip was part of our signature look, and I had to wear it so often that by the time I was done working there, I don't think I went out my way to put, I have to really like the red lip to put it on, because I'm so I feel like it's traumatized me. I have PTSD. I wear nude lips all the time because we have to wear red lips so often. But having a good red lipstick makes you just look so strong. It really does pop. You really don't have to do much with anything else if you have a really good red lipstick that really suits your skin complexion really nice. I'm going to share some red lipsticks that I personally like. Okay, so there's one that I can't find, but Sephora Collection has a really beautiful red lip. It's one of their lip stains. That's the one that I wore all the time. It does not move. It stays on all day. It's a beautiful pop of color. It's also very affordable, and I get compliments every time I wear it. By Atomic Makeup, I love this one. It's Solo in Soho. Beautiful red color. It looks good on all complexions. Trust me, it can be my complexion. You can be fair. You can be even darker. It's a beautiful red color. Fenty Beauty's Uncensored lip stain, also a very beautiful red lip. It's very universal, lasts all day. Recommend that one as well. This is the brand. The brand is Colored Rain. They have a lipstick called Cherry Blossom, I believe. I've not tried anything from that brand before. It is a black owned brand, and that lip color is the bomb. It's so good. Another one that I'm going to recommend just because it used to be my tried and true. This is actually a velvet matte lip pencil from NARS. This is in the shade Dragon Girl. I love this color. This color reminds me so much of my cousin Kai. If you're watching, hi Kai. She put me onto these. She used to love the NARS this brand, the matte lip pencils, and she put me onto this. She actually put me onto Sephora as a whole because I didn't wear a lot of makeup from Sephora until she was like, yeah, I have a Sephora Beauty Insider, and she put me onto Sephora and then put me onto this one, and the rest is history. So I guess I can owe me being a makeup artist to God. No, that's a reach, but she put me onto this, so every time I wear this, I actually think about her. So yes, beautiful color, and it's literally like a jumbo pencil. And you have to go out your way to get a different, like a specific NARS pencil sharpener to sharpen it. I never did. I think I found one from the beauty supply store that worked. But yes, very, very good. We're still talking about lips. I'm definitely going to say you're going to need a nice lip gloss if you want something more on the neutral side. Fenty Beauty has some of the best lip glosses on the market. You can wear them with a full face makeup application like I am today, or you can wear it without anything, and it just looks so good. It's not very sticky on the lips. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a lot of product, and it's also long lasting. One of my favorites is Fussy, and another one of my favorites, this one is Hot Chocolate. Beautiful. Both are beautiful. So if you're looking for a lip gloss that is just not sticky but very glossy but not too glossy, like, trust me, I don't know how to describe it. I've literally never tried any other lip gloss that's that amazing. It's so good. Try it out. And I personally think that you will need a lip gloss in your kit. At one point, there's going to be a point where you want a glossy lip. And this is the best lip gloss to get because it is versatile. You can keep it in your bag for everyday non-makeup makeup days and then full glam makeup days. Must have. I'm gonna recommend one other thing for the people who maybe find that their makeup does not last very long throughout the day, even when they're wearing a primer, or just, you know, they just have that issue with their makeup really locking and staying. You're gonna need a setting spray. Some of my favorite setting sprays, Urban Decay, Navia has amazing setting sprays. Like, personally for me, I think they're the best on the market, and I believe that Urban Decay uses them to make theirs as well, but I'm not sure. But amazing. Scandinavia's, the brighter one is holy grail. Morphe one is really good. It doesn't work as good as the Scandinavian one, but if you're not, like, you know, in the sun all day or taking tons of photos all day, it'll do. Me personally, for all that I've tried, all the different ones that I've tried, Scandinavia, the brighter one, is the best on the market, okay? All right, period. That's it, guys. This is a long video. I'm gonna try to edit it down so it's not as long as I've been sitting here talking to you guys, but these are really important things to have in your makeup kit so that you have a beautiful makeup application and your makeup lasts all day. I hope that this video was informative and very helpful. There are some things that I use on my makeup application that I didn't really mention, like contour products, even a highlighter. I know you guys might be shocked because I'm wearing it today, but I don't think that is stuff that is needed for every single body, like a necessity, because I know that's really up to preference. And just to keep things on a very surface and basic level, there are obviously going to be some things that you may not care for or be interested in putting in your kit, but on the basics, these are all really good essentials. And if you have a little bit of this, you can create any makeup application, any makeup look that you want for any occasion. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you guys are notified every time I post. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.